Initializing monetization. Monetization process successful.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another short episode of Live TMZMU TV, Raw and Uncut. And once again, I am your host, Armand Nicholas, and I thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This video is actually kind of like a part 2 of our reused video that we just did. This one is actually pertaining to monetized members. Well, whether you're monetized or you're not monetized, eventually you're going to get monetized. So you may want to take some time to pay close attention. Okay, pay close attention to this topic. The topic for today is how are small YouTubers channels being demonetized for reuse content, for the violation of reuse content. So our topic is how are the small YouTubers channels getting demonetized because of reuse content. Now YouTube began demonetizing smaller channels, I think sometime 2017, 2016, something like that. It didn't happen quite often just because, you know, they were still ramping up. But as the years went by, they started demonetizing more and more. In 2020, in 2019 and in 2020, we saw, I don't know about you, but I saw a few, when I say a few, like two hands, right? The few gaming channels get demonetized because of the way that they're using their content. But YouTube provided a way to get around it. They said, hey, you gotta be in the screen, okay? So put your face in the corner of the screen and make commentary values, right? Add additional educational value to your video. You cannot just record your game playing and upload it to YouTube and think that you know you're gonna keep your monetization. So yes, quite a few gaming channels were getting demonetized in 2019 and early part of 2020. And since then, they've just taken this reuse content to a whole new level. So there's a lot of small YouTubers that are running into this problem because they don't understand what reuse content is and how to fix it. So if you are one of those individuals, please take the time to go back to the team channel, look for the video for reuse content and how to avoid them. Watch that and then watch this video afterwards because it's going to help create a picture and it's going to help create a guideline for you to follow to avoid these issues. So let's talk about you know, some of these issues that the smaller YouTubers will encounter. So some of the small YouTubers out there will get this message from YouTube, right? And the message pretty much says that, hey, we're demonetizing your channel, right? And here's the reason why. Or we're not approving your monetization, or your channel was not approved for monetization, and here's the reason why. And underneath that, it will say reuse content. And then it'll give you a link as to how to fix it, right? Well, bottom line is reuse content is originally under the policy of duplicated content, right? It's reuse content is simply put duplicating content. So it's literally like taking a book, cutting out the first couple of pages on it, and then putting new pages on it that has your name on it. That's flat out plagiarism. That's flat out plagiarism, you know. Besides the copyright issues that you're gonna have, just plagiarizing somebody's work. I mean, that's not good, right? But literally, it's something similar to that. That you're using someone's original work without adding certain values. So, reuse content, you know, it. I hate to say this. After reading so much text and watching so much video about reuse content, reuse content policy has become so vague. Right? It's so vague in the eyes of the creators, right? That creators think that, oh yeah, I just have to do this, I just have to do this, I just have to do this, and I'm gonna avoid the reuse content. It doesn't work that way, okay? Creators blurred the lines themselves. They blurred the line themselves on the definition of what reuse content is, okay? So again, let's just flat out define reuse content. Okay, and how you can run into those violations. So reuse content violation. Content that appears, number one, it's content that appears to be automatically generated. So for example, like synthetic voice reads a third-party content. So just because you copied and pasted an entire text template of someone's work, someone's creation, but you did not use your personal voice, or you did not put yourself in that inside the video, and you use the synthetic voice, like for example Siri, right, or Cortana on your PCs, right? They can read the words. That's not gonna work. Have I seen that? Yes, I have. Or one of the violations that I got, or not I got, that I gave someone was they downloaded one of my videos, they reused it, they uploaded it. So number one, they had a copyright strike and a copyright claim from me, right? But the violation from YouTube was reuse content, because you know what they did? They literally downloaded my video, they uploaded it to their channel, one of our team videos, and they used the chipmunk voice. They did not speed up the video. They converted my voice into a chipmunk. It sounded kind of cool. It actually did sound kind of cool, you know, because I sounded like a little chipmunk. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But still, that's three different violations. Reuse content, number one, using synthetic voice on my video, right? Number two, copyright claim from me. And number three, copyright strike, because I had the video taken down and basically given that channel a strike violation, right? So that's number one. Content that appears to be automatically generated, like using synthetic voice. Number two, third-party content compiled without a narrative. Okay, so you're using somebody else's content and you compiled it, but clearly it's not your work. You just literally compiled it. Like, let's say that it was a 30-minute video. You downloaded that video or downloaded that movie or whatever it is, 30 minutes of video, and you took out big portions, right? And you compiled it and turned it into a 2 or 3 minute video. What is that called? It's called a trailer. It's called a trailer or a preview, right? It's still not your work. It's still that person's work. You did not actually narrate what you're doing. There was no narrative of what you're doing. You did not add value. You did not add significant commentary content, and you did not add significant original educational value. You literally just took and used the scissor, right? The scissor, the edit in your video making tool, the scissor. And you literally just cut a bunch of scenes out and turn a 30-minute video into a 2 or 3 or 4 minute video called a trailer. No, that's reuse content. You're gonna get in trouble for that, okay? Another one, number three, content uploaded many times by multiple users. Like what? TV shows, right? Or things that you find online. Things that you find online that is for public use. And you literally just uploaded it. You downloaded it from there because it's public use. And there's no copyright, you know, notices on it. And you uploaded it along with 200 other people that uploaded it. And it's the same content over and over and over and over again. It's the same thing. There's no significant changes. There's no significant original commentary value or educational value that you added. That's not gonna fly. You can't do that, okay? Can't do that. Number four, content uploaded somewhere else first. Okay, this runs into content reuse, right? Reuse content, but also copyright. So let's just say that I uploaded something on my channel and it's my original work. I uploaded it. Number one, I have copyright ownership to that. That's my property, right? And then you decided to use it. Well, I uploaded it first, right? Or without a copyright strike, let's say that we were both at the same event. We were both at the same event, right? You're a friend of mine. We're using one camcorder or one phone to record this game, right? I uploaded it to my channel, and then you decided to take the same video and upload it to your channel. Well, dang, you should have brought your own camera. Oh my gosh, you should have brought your own phone and recorded it, right? That's still, it's not, I don't have ownership to that just because obviously that's a game that I'm watching, right? But it's reused content because it was uploaded somewhere else first. It's the exact video taken from my phone that we were both recording and watching, but I uploaded it first. Okay, so when you upload it, yes, you're gonna get a reuse content violation on that. Do people always get that violation? No, some people get away with it. YouTube is so big, there's 2 billion users every month. Okay, there's so many creators out there. Do YouTube miss some things at times? Absolutely, they miss things, okay? But do you want to rely on that? Do you want to rely on YouTube missing something in order for you not to get a violation? No, just do it right, right? All right, number 5, content that is uploaded in a way that's trying to get around the YouTube's copyright tools. Okay, now we're not gonna talk about this, right? Because I don't want anyone to think that we are trying to show you ways to get around the copyright, YouTube's copyright system, YouTube's copyright tools. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, you certainly should go to youtube.com's help center and look up the copyright segment. There are some videos in our team channel talking about copyright things, right? Watch those videos. But here we're just discussing some of these topics that people run into as to why they're getting reuse content violation. Okay, so those are the 5 things. Content that appears to be automatically generated, like a synthetic voice. Number 2, third-party content compiled and without narrative, like making a trailer out of a 30-minute video, right? Or it's been uploaded by multiple users over and over through different platforms. And of course, if it's something that was uploaded somewhere else first, it's the same exact video uploaded somewhere else first, and then you try to upload it, you get a content violation. And last but not least, any reuse content that seems to be trying to get around YouTube's copyright tools, they're gonna flag those. Okay. Next, besides reuse content, what else violation can you run into? So you got a letter that says here's your channel is not being monetized because, well, reuse content is one of them. But look at the last 2 or the third and the fourth things that I talked about earlier about multiple users uploading it all over the place. You can also get a violation under repetitious content. Repetitious content, I'll be honest with you, I only saw this maybe 2 or 3 times from members who sent me their screenshot that says repetitious content, and I had to do a ton of research and trying to figure this out. I mean, the words says it all, repetitious content, but I still needed to know what exactly they were talking about. It is very simple. It's because it's the same video that's being reused over and over and over and being uploaded over and over and over everywhere. It's that simple, okay? It's not yours. It's not anybody's, because let's even say that it's public use. It's public use, right? And it's being used all over the place. Now, if it is public use, what I've heard is that YouTube can still monetize you, but they will remove all of the watch hours and all of the views that you got from that public video, because everyone else is getting the same thing, right? They're not gonna condone that, right? So there are people that got approved through monetization, even with a repetitious video or content, but YouTube says, well, we're removing all of these minutes and hours and views and see if you still have enough to monetize. And for the people that have enough, great. For the people that don't have enough, YouTube will tell them, okay, we reduced it this much. You just need to get new original content that will get you to the 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, so forth and so on. Okay. Again, by definition, it's very simple. There is a number of ways to avoid being demonetized, right? There's a number of ways to avoid being demonetized by YouTube, or to rejoin the YouTube partner program, right? And we're gonna discuss this briefly here, real quick. We're gonna dial in a little bit more for a new video that says, how to get back into the YouTube partner program, how to avoid being demonetized, right? But simply put, use this specific reuse guideline to your channel. Okay, that's number 1. To avoid getting demonetized or trying to rejoin the YouTube partner program, use the reuse content guidelines from this video, from the other video that we did for reuse content, and also the definition or the guidelines from YouTube, of course, directly from YouTube. Use those as your guidelines to basically improve your channel and fix your channel, right? That's common sense. Number 2, add significant commentary to your video. Add significant commentary or educational value to your video. Show your presence. Use your voice on the screen. Okay? Put yourself in the video. Don't just upload without anything except for a video that's not you, that you don't own. Okay. And number three, like I said earlier, basically always link back to your YouTube channel from your website. Always link back. If you have a podcast, if you have a website, if you have a blog spot, always link it back to your YouTube channel. Okay, so that they know that these are your contents and these are the changes that you've made. Do not link it back to where you got the video from. That is the dumbest thing you can do. Okay, don't do that. Provide more context about your work in your video. As I said earlier, make sure that you basically tell the viewers what you're doing and how you're doing things and how you're making changes to your videos. Okay, there are several videos that you have to definitely delete. Okay, let's talk about what are the videos that you should delete off of your channel. Don't wait until you get demonetized, or don't wait until you get reviewed and then get the letter that you're not getting approved. There are several videos that you definitely need to delete from your channel without exception. And this is from YouTube. Okay, number one, content from TV programs. Man, those are heavily copyrighted, you guys. You guys can't just show these videos on your channel. Even if you make significant changes to them, I mean, those are copyrighted. Those TV shows, those TV stations put in a ton, millions and millions of dollars to generate those videos. Are you insane? Do you really think you're gonna use their... Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay? Just delete them. No exceptions. This is from YouTube. This is not me. This is from YouTube, right? YouTube also says that you should delete content with no voice over audio. Remember those games that you play? Don't just record and don't put your face or your voice onto it. You gotta delete those or re-edit them. I mean, I don't know if you still remember some of those videos that you did long ago. Re-edit them, put yourself in the video, put yourself and your voice in the video. They are no longer monetizable. According to YouTube, they are no longer monetizable. You cannot monetize those videos. So if you're already monetized and you do one of these videos, notice that the little green button for the dollar symbol is not gonna be there. It's useless, right? Number three, delete same thumbnails. I know, right? It's kind of weird. YouTube says you should remove videos that you have that have the same exact thumbnails. Each thumbnail should be unique to that video, to each video. That's what YouTube says. Okay? It's that simple. I mean, I had to go and dive down into a bunch of different things to find some of these things that they're talking about. So those are three things that YouTube says without exceptions you should delete. Delete any content that has TV programs, delete content that has no voiceover or audio or your picture in the video, and delete any videos that have the same thumbnails or upload a different thumbnail. Okay? Now, there are also several things that you could do to improve your chances of being monetized in the future, okay? These are things that you should take into account and hopefully kind of, absorb it and see how many of these things you can apply to your channel. Number one, update your channel banner, right? Update your channel banner, an icon or reflect your channel. Make it look legitimate, like it's branding, okay? Don't just put random things on your banner, right? Look at some of our channels, look at some of your channels and see if that channel is actually branded by your banner. Number one, I mean, I know it's very simple. YouTube says this, right? YouTube also says remove all content ID claim videos. Okay, anything that you have content ID claim on, just get rid of them. All right, just start fresh. Just get rid of that video. Oh, I got some views and minutes on it. That's fine. Get rid of it, because if you get declined for monetization, that would suck even more. Okay. Number three, remove any videos with just musical and pictures. Think about it. Musical and just pictures for monetization, for you to make money. What exactly is that do? Okay, YouTube is looking for your presence in your video. YouTube is looking for your presence in your channel, not just pictures and music all over the place. I understand some of you are doing channels for, for Zen, or for sleep aid, that it's just music and this and that. You should still have some presence in your videos as an introduction or as a closing comment at the very end of it, right? Number four, update your video descriptions. Represent the content of the video. Include the list of equipment, original items, things like that. Things in the description box, right? That's what we use. In your description box, there's 5,000 characters that you can use. Use as much as you can to be original, right? Number six, create an introduction for your video or your channel. You know that little trailer that I talked about earlier? Make sure that you have that in your channel. Number seven, remove any re-uploaded videos. okay, re-uploaded content that you may have used in your videos from other YouTubers. It's not worth it. Don't go grabbing things from other YouTubers and putting it into your channel. That's just the worst thing you can do. Remember, I told you guys, when you're monetized, there's a little button on the left hand side that says copyright, and I can tell who downloaded my videos and who uploaded my videos to their channel. That's how we find them. Okay, when you're not monetized, you don't have that button, but when you're monetized, you have that little copyright button. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just take those videos out and get rid of them. Number 8, check all of your thumbnails for copyright pictures. That's what you got to be careful of. Do not use copyright pictures, all right? When you're using copyrighted items, there are so many different pictures that you can use without using copyrighted pictures. Copyrighted simple means, pictures means like trademarks, right? You're using somebody's logo. You're using, you're using Apple's logo. You're using, IBM, this and that. I mean, when you have a picture of the Apple laptop on your thumbnail, that's different. That logo came with the laptop. That's in the thumbnail, right? But you gotta avoid using company logos. Try to avoid that as much as possible. Get rid of them or redo those thumbnails and make it better. Okay. Number 9, link to YouTube from your website. Okay, so back and forth, right? Link to YouTube from your website. Always link back to your channel, right? Always link back to your channel from your website. But at the same time, you can always put your website in your description. You can always put your website link in your description so that your viewers can follow you to your website from your video. Go back and forth, vice versa. It works hand in hand. Do it together, okay? So again, I know this was a lot of information, and I do thank you for taking the time to watch this. I hope this is of some value too. I hope that you actually learn a thing or two about how to avoid being demonetized by YouTube, right? And of course, why some of these smaller YouTubers are getting demonetized left and right. Please do your best to avoid these things. Do your best to follow some of these guidelines. I assure you, it's not worth getting that letter from YouTube saying that, sorry, we can't monetize you because you have these violations. So again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and hope that it was worth it and worthy of your time. Please take the time to like the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button to be notified of new videos coming up in the future. And once again, my name is Armand Nicholas, and see you next time.